We will discuss proposals generated during the design charrette, new alternatives, and the form-based codes that would be implemented within 2 Netherwood study areas. At the design charrette, Netherwood citizens voiced their opinions about changes in land use and street frontage, focusing on 2 sites. The first site was the Netherwood Station and its surrounding lots. The second was the Plainwood Square shopping district, which we referred to as the Netherwood South Avenue. These opinions were drawn on trace, discussed in detail, and noted. There was a common understanding that these 2 areas will need redevelopment in order to satisfy current and future residents. Many citizens were interested in increasing open space in both areas. In the Netherwood Station, a greenway that directly connects Seidler Field to both sides of the station would be an ideal method to link the existing open space with a proposed bike path and green space. This greenway would connect North Avenue to South Avenue. In the Netherwood South Avenue, citizens emphasized creating more public space with enhanced green areas as well as increased plant foliage along the sidewalks. Development such as ground floor retail in the Netherwood Station area and the establishment of a restaurant row located within the Netherwood South Avenue would help to create a brand for Netherwood. Citizens felt that the current state of sidewalks within the Netherwood Station area lacked appeal and relevance to their historical past. Citizens proposed a walking path along Belvedere Avenue to help celebrate the rich history of the area, and also proposed wider sidewalks on South Avenue could be large enough for exterior restaurant seating and pedestrians. Netherwood residents strongly oppose the development of tall buildings because of a fear that they will increase density and because their physical properties do not fit with the current character of the neighborhood. Citizens living near the station area favored 3-story buildings, while those near South Avenue favored a variety of 3 and potentially 4-story buildings. At the charrette, citizens were eager to have a jitney route implemented. Potential jitney routes could be on the north and south sides of the rail line. At the charrette, currently, the Netherwood Station area is zoned for light industrial and neighborhood commercial. The south side of the track has single-level retail with modest pedestrian traffic. The station itself has a modest amount of unprogrammed green space. On the north side, some light industrial spaces are currently in use, others are underutilized. During the charrette, citizens suggested proposals for 2/1 mixed-use development, accommodating 2 floors of residential above ground floor retail. Immediately west of the current station parking lot on North Avenue, there would be additional green space to create a greenway connector from Seidler Field to the station on both North and South Avenues. Because this greenway inherently affects the quantity of parking spaces, it was suggested to move the parking east behind the adjacent mixed-use buildings. This greenway connector is a design strategy by which multiple areas of interest are linked by a green space. This could help to transform the station into a more inviting recreational area and bring in more community activities for the neighborhood. Moving forward from the charrette proposal, an alternate design includes a smaller greenway connector adjacent to the Ono Industries building, which is adaptively reused to serve as a community health facility. The community health facility would be a great asset to the area, serving Netherwood and its surrounding community. In another alternative, the Ono Industries Incorporated building is adaptively reused as a 2/1 mixed-use building, with retail on the first floor and residential on the second and third. This alternative extends the greenway further past South Avenue. This shows the greenway extension that links the historic Netherwood Heights with the Netherwood Station. Currently, the Netherwood South Avenue area is zoned as neighborhood commercial. It is highly auto-oriented with large parking areas surrounding 1.5-story buildings. During the charrette, citizens stressed how Plainwood Square should be an anchor for the neighborhood. Citizens recommended mirroring the center island to create a new teardrop-shaped public space, developing mixed use on the site with parking in the rear. The placement of buildings on the shared lots opposite from the island creates more public space within the site. This teardrop-shaped public space can serve as a community plaza. Moving forward from the charrette proposal, An alternate design on south side shows 3 buildings with a public space in between and includes an L-shaped building directly across South Avenue. Parking for the L-shaped building is shared with the future Seatown supermarket. The narrow public space between the buildings creates an intimate area to congregate and hold smaller events. From alternate 1 proposal, the L-shaped building on the north side remains a fully residential U-shaped building, which is proposed south of South Avenue. The U-shaped building houses an additional public green space that complements the redesigned island. The designs derived from the charrette focused on a large-scale vision. To plan for that vision, we need to focus on its components. Most lots in the 2 study areas were zoned light industrial with a minimum lot width of 100 feet and minimum depth of 150 feet. These lots in reality are up to 200 feet deep and are sandwiched between the street and rail embankment. Because of their depth, citizens recommended that parking be in the rear. The depth also allows for a variety of lot configurations. The buildable area is broken down into the building footprint and green space. Green space could also be used as a courtyard space in front of the building. In spring of 2008, 5 property owners decided to combine their lots to create a new development for all 5 lots. It came very close to council approval, but was ultimately rejected due to concern about its height, scale, and ultimately the economic downturn. We believe that with the community's input, this shared parcel strategy has merit. Shared parcels allow for flexibility in locating parking in the rear, limiting driveways, and preserving the streetscape. Larger floor area ratios or a height restriction waiver for part of a project can be a way to incentivize discretely located driveways. Larger scale projects with varying heights can better assure that a project is aesthetically interesting. A site section clearly shows a continuous storefront with parking in the rear. Plainfield's current zoning map designates the Netherwood Station area as industrial and neighborhood commercial. It is evident that these designations are not consistent with the charrette and alternative proposals. Therefore, we recommend improvements to the existing zoning in order to facilitate a more active and pleasing transit-oriented environment. Netherwood Station should be rezoned for mixed-use development with open space adjacent to the station. Similarly, Netherwood South Avenue should be also zoned as mixed-use development with high-density residential near Terrell Road.